Hello and welcome to Quantum Heart Awakening. My name is Karen. I am a transpersonal educator, spiritual coach, and oracle looking to shift collective consciousness towards authenticity, unconditional love, and infinite oneness. Welcome. Today we're going to do a divine feminine check-in. So I just pulled our primary cards here. It was my intention to just get a little snapshot and do an overview, and all these delicious cards came out. So here we go. Let's jump right in. As always, a lot of the work I do, I don't feel like I am like other channels. A lot of the work I do is in leading the self back to sovereignty, back to your own power. So most of my readings include doing, quote unquote, the work, right? The great work of coming into one's own power. So yeah, right off the bat, we have feminines. There's something, your abundance is being blocked because you're being asked to parent your interior world. You're being asked to parent the pieces of self that don't believe in your happy ending, that don't believe that you are worthy and enough to receive this abundance. It's all good though, feminines. You are in this sacred journey of rebirth. Excuse me. You are accessing your individuality, and by honoring your individuality, it will escort you into a deeper awareness about your abilities, about your likes, your dislikes, your gifts, your talents, pieces of your soul that are unique to you, pieces of self that are meant to be brought out to support the shift of this consciousness to ground. And the more and deeper we can honor self, the deeper we step into that self-love. Feminine energy as a collective has one of the pillars of their work is worthiness, is self-love. And so we do have let me use my little pointer. We do have the self-love card in reverse, but it's also followed by healing. So the beautiful part about this feminines is that you are very close. It's quite literally telling you that healing and rebirth is on the other side of loving self. And loving self is also on the other side with your happy ending, whatever that means to you, whatever is in alignment with your soul's deepest truth on this planet. Yeah, deep breaths, everybody. This is a really beautiful message. I'm noticing I get a little anal when my cards are out of place or they're not in alignment. And so what's interesting is that this rebirth was out of alignment, and I kept staring at it the second I pulled that card. I was talking with one of my mentors, and she was reflecting back to me my own personal growth, and she had nothing to say. She was like, "I'm just so happy for you." And what's funny is I didn't register happiness. When it's really easy when you're really in the trenches of your own self-work to not really pick your head up and take a look around and notice that you're not in Kansas anymore, right? Like you've traveled so far, you've taken accountability and responsibility to step out of any sort of victim mentality. You're taking this radical responsibility for self. That is only a beautiful thing. It doesn't matter how many times we fall down and get back up. We're still in the game. We still get to fall down and get back up. Ooh, I just got full body chills on that one. Feminine's like, you're in the game. You're winning. If you're playing, you're winning. That's it. It doesn't matter where you are in this healing process. If you dare to take another step forward on your path, you are doing everything right. You're doing everything right. Really allow yourself to receive that love and that praise and that honoring. This is another pillar of healing that the feminines are working on, this ability to receive, right? Receiving is a divine feminine quality, to be able to, to be able to allow the throne of feminine consciousness to hold you when you cannot hold yourselves, and to just sit on that throne and receive, right? Magnetize what you wish, what you desire out to the world. Really hold that vibration, and hold the vibration of worthiness to actually receive that, worthiness to birth that into creation. Beautiful, beautiful message, feminines. There's something else here with this rebirth card. Give me a moment. You know, it's funny. I just looked up at the time. We're under 6 minutes right now, and I feel like I've been talking for 30 minutes. That's it's really interesting. But, you know, truth takes up a lot of bandwidth. When we dare to speak the truth, or when the truth is moving through us, it's almost as if it has its own life force. It's almost as if it has an agenda of its own, right? And our only job in that moment is to caretake the vessel so that we can hold that strong vibration of truth. And so there's something here, feminines, around this rebirth, and really understanding that you're not going backwards and healing those versions of self. This is really important. So let's pay attention. This is really important because I think on the healing path, we think we're going backwards to heal and mend those parts of self, and then we are that person. But in actuality, on the spiritual path, to heal those parts of self, we actually have to become a new version of self. So we're not going back and renovating. We are completely demolishing and transforming and rebuilding every single time. Like, do you understand how profound and intense that is? The longitude and latitude of this work is so great. We can't really fully conceive of every micro moment of transformation, right? Of every micro metamorphosis. There's something here as you step into deeper self-love and self-knowing, right? You get access to that sacred intuition, which fuels wise discernment, which fuels self-love. Do you see how it's this like self-feeding cycle, this sacred I just saw like Pac-Man, like eating up all these things. That's the visual I just got. Like, it's just this, the more we consume, the more it's like we're eating our spinach, right? I'm thinking of Popeye. The more we consume, the more truth we can hold, the more vibration of this, the frequency of this profound oneness love, this unity conscious, Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it, the more we can honor our individuality, and the more our soul trusts us to bring in our unique soul mission. And that leaning on that platform, standing on that foundation, is what fuels even greater rebirth and transformation. I don't know if some of you have gotten into like alchemy and, really deep with Carl Jung, and I don't know how deep some of you have gone with that, but wait, I'm losing my train of thought because I got distracted. Hold on. But at the end of the day, the alchemical process is not a one-time process, right? It's not like, oh, yay, I've transmuted everything I need to and I'm done. I could clock out for this lifetime. Absolutely not. And I know you know this. This, once you kind of step into the process of alchemy and transformation, this is a lifestyle. This is a way in which you view the world, right? Once you polish your lens, you don't go back to seeing how you used to see. You all of a sudden gain access to a wider scope. You gain access to a whole nother a whole nother landscape, I'm fighting back the urge to say realm, right? But something I'm thinking about is, there's a very obvious, clear, simple example of the unseen world is, think about, dogs, right? Dogs can hear on a frequency that humans cannot hear. That alone should give us enough evidence that there's so much more out there that's maybe imperceptible to our sensory system, right? It was funny, in my early days, I started doing Reiki maybe like, oh God, I don't even know by now, 15, 20 years ago. And when I started doing Reiki and I was talking to skeptics or I was talking to people where I was really trying to really explain it in the simplest form, I would always try to give them an example of how an emotional or mental thing turned into a physical thing. And so I would always say, the phrase, when you get a pit in your stomach, right? That's your mental, emotional, perceptual system telling you to be nervous, right? You something's wrong or something. That's like your gut instinct. That's another example. Or when people say you get a lump in your throat, right? When you're kind of stepping towards the edges of vulnerability and it's getting harder and harder to speak your truth. That is an emotional, mental thing manifesting in a physical way. And so why wouldn't mental, emotional, spiritual energy help move those things? I just was always trying to come up with ideas to help people digest this concept. And now, if you're here listening to me, I'm assuming you're long past that kind of kindergarten level understanding. Like, if you're really here doing this work, which you wouldn't be listening to a divine feminine reading if you're not doing this work, and you understand what it takes, and it's not easy, and it's deeply painful, and it takes profound energetic and spiritual endurance. And one of my mentors, James Finley, I took a course with him that was called Mystical Sobriety. And I thought that was such a fascinating phrase, mystical sobriety. When we think of sobriety, you might think of like Alcoholics Anonymous or something like that. And that's exactly what he did. He took the 12 steps of AA and actually used it to look through a spiritual lens. He says we all have addictions of the heart and mind. And that has stayed with me forever, because we do. If you're born into any society, we have certain habits and patterns and attachments, certain ways of doing things. And part of this spiritual path is learning when and where to individuate from things that no longer serve our higher self or our higher mission to serve our greatest love in this planet. It doesn't matter. I don't care if your soul mission is to be a lawyer, or it's to write children's books, or it's to just be that dude on the beach that's dancing all day, every day. It doesn't matter what you're called to do. It matters how you feel in your body doing it. Do you have access to your love, your freedom, your sovereignty while doing these things? Can we bring all of these parts of self back home and integrate them, right? We have this parenting card in reverse feminine. So again, just bringing it full circle, that you are being called to step into a deeper parenting role and to confront and hold space for and take care of these parts that are rising in the face of your rebirth, in the face of whatever's blocking love. Let me just look at something really quick. So the three reversals we have are parenting, abundance, and self-love. I mean, come on. It's like abundance is on the... I'm actually looking like this, that self-love feeds your confidence, which allows you to parent better, parenting better feeds your confidence. Is, you know what I'm saying? It's like they ping pong back and forth to each other, and the balance of self-love and self-parenting. Ooh, we're touching on something really delicious right now. The balance of self-love and self-parenting, that like alchemical deliciousness will give birth to this abundant life, to this abundant energy. Remember, abundance can look different. Yes, sure, it could be, money and fame and houses and cars and whatever. Yes, that's one. Let's honor that. That's one facet of abundance, right? To be in kind of that financial, creative flow. The other form of abundance, and I think this is what most people on the spiritual path are working towards, is the abundance of safety within our interior castle, the abundance of regulation within this nervous system, right? The greatest work we could ever do is to be in control of our emotions and our feelings and our nervous system in this very chaotic world, right? What have you heard me say over and over and over again? That we're working to learn and we're loving ourselves enough to take up enough space to go at our own pace so that we can access wise discernment. Why is this important? Because we're working towards holding our center for love of self and love of other in all flavors of chaos, right? Life is chaotic. The only thing we can depend on is chaos, is change, right? So we are learning to detach from the chaos and hold our center for love. That is abundance. If we can walk through this life, dance, float, blissfully exist through this life in this kind of sovereign abundance, this mystical sobriety, right? Staying sober. You think of chaos like alcohol, and our job is to stay sober in the face of all this chaos, right? That's a really weird analogy, but it just came through. I've never made that connection, and that is very interesting. Hold on, I have to lower my chair. There we go. Okay. Let's get some more. Let's just lean in. Divine Feminines, I'm really proud of you. I don't know if you've had anyone say that to you, but I am incredibly proud of you. Like, let's just honor that you've been treading water, deep, deep waters for a very long time. You've had the wisdom. You had the wisdom first, right? Feminines are the portal to divine wisdom. Let's just honor that truth. You've had the wisdom longer and you had it earlier, right? That's the same thing, but I had to say it in those two ways. But, heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? You've had to hold these truths for longer than anyone. And you've had longer to, for lack of a better phrase, freak out, right? It's really easy when you know what to do, you know what you have to do, and you can't do it because you're confronting, your human self, right? It's difficult for all of us. Did I already do this? I think I did, but we're doing it again. Okay, let's see if there's any specific questions coming up for feminines. I'd like to know more about what's blocking self-love and abundance. And don't worry, I'll get some lighter messages on rebirth a little later, but let's just follow this thread. As you've seen, I'm not really a light and fluffy reader. I go right to the core because I'm interested in moving the needle, right? What's the point of us doing this work? You'll never hear, never say never, but you'll almost never hear a fairy tale light and fluffy reading from me. It's not that I don't believe in it, but I want to make extremely wise investments with my energetic currency as a reader. And I think the way I read and the topics I talk about, I think they do move the needle forward. I hope they do. That's my intention. I hope that I give you confidence on this path to step into your own power and step into your own individuality. Okay. What does that say? Etheric chords in reverse, surrender and shine. That feels incomplete. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Anything else? What? This card continues to come up over and over and over again. Anything else? It's just like a party with these cards. Anything? All right, we're not taking these, but we are taking that. Okay. Etheric cords in reverse. Surrender. Shine. Betrayal is the card that continues to come up. What does it say? Awakening in reverse. Okay, yeah. There's a piece about awakening to your own power. This is the annoying part about, yeah, we have level up and secrets revealed. This is the annoying thing. It's like after your awakening is you'll be able to get the next, do you remember in like old spy movies when they would get an assignment and it would always come in a really weird way? Like it would come through like one of those messenger shoots in the fireplace or in somebody's umbrella, or it'd be always like a weird thing. And I just got the visual that we are essentially, we are souls here on a mission. And so right when you kind of accomplish one mission, you're going to get another, feminine. So pace yourself. Honor that there is no final destination. The journey is the destination. So there's something here about allowing these secrets of the universe to reveal themselves to you at their own pace, right? Take care of yourself. Don't shove yourself down the river of enlightenment, right? It's not kind. It's not sustainable. It's not going to feel good. Hold on. I'm getting so many messages. I cannot stop staring at this rage in reverse card. I feel like I'm going to put that with betrayal on the side. And let's get organized here. What is this? Secrets revealed. Etheric cords feels like its own message. Level up. Shine and level up and awakening for me go together. Surrender and secrets revealed. Yeah, you're surrendering to the mission. Part of our awakening is being present and loving self in the moment. Can you call your spirit back from places it doesn't belong? Another way to say that, can you get your energy in present time? That's the only work, feminines. Like, I hate to, burst the bubble of that it's anything else but that. But when you can get your energy in present time, it's like you just put the present moment under a microscope, and all of a sudden you have access to so much more. It's really, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. It's really interesting that this is coming up. I thought of a workshop to develop today, and it was about fine-tuning this kind of intuition. It was about presence practicing. And so I'm not surprised this is coming up in here. Okay, let's talk about the thing that I've been avoiding. Let's go to this little kooky corner. Okay. I have a light and a dark message. Let's keep things balanced. That sounds lovely. Let's lean into the dark first. Let's just get it out. Let's rip off the Band-Aid. Feminines, you're being called to step into deeper accountability with these places, people, places, and things, and parts of self where you may have crossed your own boundary, crossed others' boundaries, and where you may have betrayed self or other. I'm not understanding. Can you let's get another card. I'm not understanding this rage in reverse card. Spirit, that's way too many. Hold on. Can you clarify rage? What do we have? Harvest, shame in reverse. Oh God, it's so fascinating when I use this deck. Anytime there's rage or betrayal, the shame in reverse card is not too far behind. And then we have wounded healer. God, this is a very foggy message. Okay, one message here, feminines, you're being called to excavate awareness, wisdom from these moments of boundary crossing, from these moments of betrayal, either of self or other. I mean, let me just speak truthfully to the feminine journey. Another pillar of the feminine journey, or the work that the feminines have been working with, is not betraying self, right? Is actually understanding your own worthiness so that you can know that you're worthy to receive. You're to discover you're worthy to set boundaries and actually ask for what you want and draw boundaries around that. I was about to say demand what you want, but let's not get carried away. We can lovingly set boundaries around our truth and our desires. And if someone cannot meet those desires or boundaries, then we get to sink back into our sovereignty and say, you know what, then this situation, this person, place, or thing is probably not for us. And not sink into scarcity mindset, like we're going to lose out on a great partner or an intimate connection or a job or a situation. To really sink back into your throne of abundance, to know that if this is not meant to be, then the universe and the quantum field has something more aligned, even better, more with a stronger resonance for you. Your only job is to really parent those boundaries and really know that you are worthy to hold these. Really, I'm saying, like, stop here. I have the visual of like an aggressive, hard stop. And to know that you're not missing out on anything, right? Hold on. All right, let me get this rage out of the way because it's annoying me and it's just staring me in the face, and I've been avoiding it because it's a very complicated message. But let me do the easiest, simplest version of this message. A part of you, let me just put these front and center, okay? Let's put these right here. This is annoying me. Hold on. There's too many cards on the table. They're distracting. Front and center, feminines. Another thing that's blocking self-love is you not unleashing the kraken of your rage regarding times where you've either been betrayed or where you've betrayed self. Usually the self-betrayal is a harder pill to swallow, right? It's usually, it's an intense one. So you're being called to carve out sacred, safe space in your life, in your schedule, to vibrate this anger, to vibrate this holy, sacred rage. You have to understand, wait, let me look at this card really quick. Oh, do you see? Wait, my camera's not focusing. Hold on. Let's see if I can make it focus. There we go. Do you see this like Medusa head on her shield? Look at that. Look at that fierceness. And then she has this serpent coming around. Wow. Okay. Oh, I just realized it's the Medusa card. Silly me. Yeah, feminines, you're meant to turn some people to stone in your life. What happens when something gets turned to stone? They cease to affect us in any way, right? It's a rock. All of a sudden, this thing is a rock and it's not moving anywhere. It's not going to cause us more harm. So there's something here about what do you need to complete in your life? What do you need? What relationships do you need to turn to stone? What job or boss or friendship do you need to turn to stone? This is such a weird thing to say. It's weird coming out of my mouth, but you get the point of it, right? It's time to set radical, ruthless boundaries around your time, your energy, your feelings, your truth. Do not betray self. This is your mission, Divine Feminines. Where are you betraying self right now? If nothing comes to mind, I would suggest journaling about this. And you could even incubate a dream before you go to sleep at night. You can ask spirit or whatever, the quantum field. You could say, show me where I'm betraying self, or what do I need to do about this self-betrayal? How can I step deeper into my own power and honoring self? What would support me in honoring self on this journey? But yeah, first comes first, you have to vibrate that pain out of your nervous system and out of your physical body, right? Our fascia holds so much memory, holds so much pain. And whether we're conscious of it or not, sometimes it takes, for some of you, this is a specific message, but you might want to work with a somatic body worker, someone that can actually help you release this physical pain out of your fascia. I mean, sometimes after like a yoga session, when I'm sitting in, what is it called? Shavasana, the resting time at the end, sometimes my body starts quivering or vibrating, convulsing, because it's releasing the trauma that was stuck in my fascia that I opened up through a rigorous yoga session. It doesn't have to be rigorous, but for me, sometimes I've had different back issues, and so even if it's like a beginner light and gentle yoga, sometimes that feels rigorous to my fascia because I've been holding on to so much stuff. It's like when a deer almost gets hit by a truck, they run off they have that their fight or flight system activated, and then they sprint off into the forest. And when they're finally alone and in safety, their entire body shakes. And what that's doing, it's like releasing all that like adrenaline and all of that energy that it took to activate their fight or flight system. We are no different. We are, primal animal bodies. And so often in this very modern world, we don't take care of our animal body. So that might be another message for some of you of what would feel good to your animal body. Sometimes, like if you're in your car, like making animal noises might be fun way to it might feel weird and you might feel awkward about it, but I'm telling you, do these things that feel awkward and weird because, we can't get somewhere we've never been by doing the things we've always done. So, if you're at a stoplight, try growling in your car. I say the car because, you're alone and it's like an easier pill to swallow doing these things. I mean, if you could do it at home, that's great too. Or crawl around the house on all fours, pretending you're some sort of beast, right? Do something that just like lets your ego release, right? Don't judge yourself for this really important journey of releasing all of this shame, all of this pain. You're meant to really honor your wounds and also honor your power, honor your role as the wounded healer in this life. That is how we share our gifts. We heal our own crap and then we share what we've learned. That's how we heal the planet, by sharing with others, by connecting with community. Yeah, in the unconscious, we have manifestation. I mean, it's totally in alignment with this abundance in reverse card. On the other side of your healing is this clear, clean manifestation, this pristine relationship with the quantum field. But right now it's being blocked by all of these things that you're shoving into the shadow. Where are you shoving your truth into the shadow? Is there moments where people crossed your boundaries that you're not allowing yourself to say out loud? That's a big one. Honor this, release the shame. Okay, feminines, powerful reading. I'm going to leave it there. See you in the next one.